Ancient Egypt's dark secrets they hid from the world. For thousands of years, ancient Egypt has been presented to us as a land of golden pyramids, wise pharaohs, powerful gods, and advanced civilization. A place of order. A place of knowledge. A place of divine harmony. But what if that image was carefully constructed? What if behind the grand temples, towering pyramids, and beautiful hieroglyphs, there existed a darker Egypt, one built on fear, secrecy, suffering, and control? An Egypt that hid its secrets deliberately, not just from outsiders, but even from its own people. Tonight, we are not exploring the Egypt you learned about in school. We are uncovering the Egypt they didn't want you to see. From forbidden rituals, to erased history, to human sacrifice, to terrifying experiments with death and the afterlife, this is ancient Egypt's dark secrets they hid from the world. Chapter 1, History written by the God Kings. Ancient Egypt was not just a civilization. It was a theocracy. That means religion and government were inseparable. The pharaoh was not merely a king, he was believed to be a living god. To question the pharaoh was to question the gods themselves, and that gave Egypt's rulers absolute power. The first dark secret, history was controlled. Everything you know about ancient Egypt comes from royal inscriptions, temple carvings, tomb walls, official records written by scribes loyal to the throne. There were no independent historians. This meant one thing: history was propaganda. Pharaohs erased rivals from records, erasing people from existence. One of the most terrifying punishments in Egypt was not death. It was erasure. Known as damnatio memoriae, this punishment involved destroying statues, chiseling names off monuments, removing images from tombs. In Egyptian belief, to be forgotten was worse than death, because without your name, your soul could not survive in the afterlife. You didn't just die. You ceased to exist. Failed rulers were deleted. Embarrassing events were never mentioned. If a pharaoh lost a war, the walls still showed victory. If he ruled cruelly, the texts called him beloved of the gods. Chapter 2, the pyramids, tombs or something else. We are told the pyramids were simply tombs. But that explanation leaves many disturbing questions unanswered. Who really built the pyramids? Popular history says skilled workers, not slaves. That is partly true. But ancient records reveal something darker. Workers were forced into labor during Nile floods. Conditions were brutal. Injuries were common. Deaths were expected. Many never returned home. Some Egyptologists believe workers were sacrificed during construction rituals to bind the pyramid spiritually to the pharaoh. Human remains found near pyramid complexes show signs of ritual death, not natural burial. Why so much obsession with precision? The Great Pyramid is aligned with true north with extreme accuracy. Certain stars associated with the gods. Sacred geometric patterns. This was not just architecture. It was religious technology. Some scholars argue pyramids were resurrection machines, designed to transform the pharaoh into a god after death. Others believe they were gateways, linking the world of the living to the stars. If true, then the pyramids were not monuments. They were machines built for the dead. Chapter 3, Human Sacrifice, the blood behind the gods. Egypt is often portrayed as peaceful compared to other ancient cultures. That image is misleading. Early dynastic sacrifice. In the earliest dynasties, archaeologists discovered mass graves surrounding royal tombs. These were not battle casualties. They were retainers, servants, guards, officials, killed to accompany the pharaoh into the afterlife. They were buried at the same time. They showed no signs of disease. They were young, healthy, and deliberately killed. Why sacrifice humans? Egyptians believed the pharaoh would need servants in the afterlife, so instead of symbolic figures, they used real people. Later dynasties replaced this practice with Shabti statues, suggesting the earlier tradition became too disturbing, even for Egypt. But the damage was already done. Thousands were sacrificed in silence. Chapter 4, The Horror of Mummification. Mummification is often presented as fascinating. But the process itself was deeply disturbing. What they did to the body. The embalmers removed the brain through the nose using hooks. pulled out organs and stored them in jars. Dried the body using natron for 40 days, stuffed the corpse with resin and linen. Sewed the body shut. This was not gentle preservation. It was controlled dismemberment. Who were the embalmers? Embalmers were both respected and feared. They worked with death daily. They wore masks of Anubis, the god of the dead. And here's the secret, many Egyptians believed embalmers were spiritually contaminated. They touched bodies. They handled organs. They dealt with decay. Some texts suggest embalmers lived isolated lives, feared by ordinary people. They preserved bodies so souls could live forever, but at the cost of their own spiritual safety. Chapter 5, Magic, Spells, and Curses. Ancient Egypt was built on magic. Not illusion. Real belief in supernatural power. Forbidden magic. While temple priests practiced, approved, magic, there was a darker side. Curses. Love spells. Death spells. Spirit binding. Some spells were illegal, even punishable by death. Why? Because they could challenge divine authority. Cursing the dead. Tombs were filled with curse inscriptions not to scare modern archaeologists, but to terrify ancient thieves. Curses promised disease, madness, death, eternal torment, and Egyptians believed curses worked. This fear kept tombs sealed for centuries. Chapter 6, The Afterlife, a Nightmare for the Unworthy. Egyptian afterlife beliefs were not comforting. They were terrifying. Judgment of the soul. After death, the soul faced judgment. The heart was weighed against the feather of truth. If the heart was heavy with sin, it was eaten by Ammit, a monster with the head of a crocodile, body of a lion, and hips of a hippo. No heaven. No rebirth. Just eternal annihilation. Hell existed. Despite popular belief, Egypt had a form of hell. Lakes of fire, demons who tore souls apart. Eternal wandering. Only those who knew the correct spells, written in the Book of the Dead, could survive. Knowledge was survival. Ignorance was destruction. Chapter 7, Women, Power, and Silent Violence. Women in Egypt had more rights than many ancient cultures. But power came with danger. Royal women as political tools. Queens and princesses were often married off. To secure alliances. To legitimize rule. To produce divine heirs. Incest was common among royalty to keep bloodlines pure. This practice caused birth defects, short lifespans, physical deformities. But it continued, because divine image mattered more than human cost. Under bottom. The glory of Egypt was built on suffering. Farmers were heavily taxed. Workers were beaten. Slaves existed, especially prisoners of war. If crops failed, punishment still came. The state always collected. The gods always demanded. The pharaoh always ruled. Chapter 9, Knowledge they hid. Egypt possessed advanced knowledge. Medicine. Astronomy. Mathematics. Engineering. But it was restricted. Only priests and elites were educated. Knowledge was power. And power was not meant to be shared. Chapter 10, Why these secrets were hidden. Ancient Egypt survived for over 3,000 years. Not because it was perfect. But because it controlled information, belief, fear. The image of divine order hid the chaos beneath. The monuments hid the bodies beneath. The gods hid the humans beneath. Conclusion, the real Egypt. Ancient Egypt was brilliant, advanced, influential. But it was also brutal, manipulative, fear-driven, ruthless. Its greatness came at a terrible cost. And those costs were carved out of history, hidden behind stone, gold, and myth. The Egypt we admire today is only half the story. The other half was buried, on purpose. If this video changed how you see ancient Egypt, like the video. If you want more hidden history the world doesn't talk about, subscribe. And comment below, which ancient civilization should we expose next, because history isn't just what happened. It's what they allowed to survive.